Hey guys, Posh Biker Matt here. It is fast approaching the end of January, it is freezing cold, but the weather is good, the sun is out, which can only mean one thing: it is a good day to be out on the bike. And I thought it was time for a catch-up. So in this video, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you my plans for the next few months and for the year ahead, and hopefully you will want to come along for the ride. I've got some exciting things to reveal and some exciting news to share, as well as the more mundane things which have been going on in my life. So let's get on the bike and go for a ride. So hello again, welcome back. As you can see, I am now on the bike and just going for a little local trip out, just to stretch the legs, or what do you really call it? It's not really stretching my legs because my legs are in a not stretched position at all. So really I just thought this would be an opportunity just to share some of the plans that I've got for this upcoming year. So with all that said, what am I planning on doing? Well, since I've got this YouTube channel off the ground, my first plan is to get a lot more videos out there. So the kind of videos that I'm thinking of doing are going to be obviously a lot more of me being out on the bike, but I've got some trips planned and I plan to cover those in the videos. Really, as the kind of tagline suggests, going out in search of the best routes, finding the best rides and the best gear. So I've already got quite a bit of new gear incoming and a new bike incoming. And for those of you that know me, you'll know that I'm a big fan of my Aprilia Tuono 660 factory. That's what I'm riding right now. So this is not going anywhere. But with the aforementioned trips in mind, and filming some of these trips in mind, I thought it would be a good idea to get a second bike, something which is a bit more practical for touring, something that'll be that I don't mind putting more mileage on as well, frankly. Something that's just going to be more comfortable for me to ride if I'm taking trips away for multiple days and going overseas as well, and also sitting on the motorway when I need to get from A to B and C and beyond. Because as much as I love my Tuono, it's not the most practical bike for those kind of things. So on a personal note, I do want to do more track days this year, and so my Tuono is going to really be the bike that I use on track. So I've got a few modifications planned. Nothing major, just really things like crash protection. I'm also kind of excited to test out. So you see, I'm a bit of a geek and a bit of a tech guy as well. I mean, my main day job of sorts is I run a tech business. So there's a tree down there from a recent storm. So yeah, so anyway, one of the things which I'm thinking of getting for the bike is this GPS lap timer, and it does other things as well. It logs data, and it has a whole bunch of tracks built in already, and you can see all kinds of telemetry, and I think you can even now use video as well to overlay with the telemetry, so you can see exactly where you're gaining time and losing time on different corners. Wow, that's a fair amount of gravel in the middle there. Where should we go? Should we go straight on or should we go right? Let's go straight on. And let's pass these. Hello, there's a guy in Triumph. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so I'm planning on doing a few track days I've got 4 in mind, and we'll see how well they pan out, but the 4 I've got in mind are Alton Park, Donington Park, Cadwell, and Anglesey. Before I do that, I am going to be doing my level 3 Bike Master program with rapid training. I've already done my level 1 and level 2, and level 3 is the last level on the program, and that will include a day on track and 2 days on the road with my coach. So the first of those track days, the track day on the level 3 is around about the end of April. I am doing that. So I'm going to do that first, and then have that time on track, and then I'll be able to use the skills which I learn on track to transfer then to the track days that I've got planned. So there's no firm dates on those, but I'll be thinking of probably doing 1 a month over the summer months. Yeah, the other thing that I'm thinking of doing as it relates to track days, and I don't know whether I'll do it this year or not, but I would like to do an overseas track day. I mean, I would love to do Mugello, I'd love to do Portimao, but I have been told by somebody that races that Portimao is an absolutely crazy circuit because there are so many blind bends, so you just don't know where you're going even if you've learned the track ahead of time. So that might not be the best one for me to do. Anyway, yeah, so there's Mugello, and then there's various tracks in Spain which would be interesting to do. And there's companies, like events companies, that will ship your bike out over there, as well as some gear for you, and then they organise everything, and it's surprisingly cheap. When I say that, I guess really what I'm doing is I'm comparing that against the cost of doing a UK track day, and I mean, Donington costs over £200 for a single track day, but I've seen trips overseas, okay, late season or early season, where you get, I think, like 3 or 4 days on track, and all the stuff all the stuff shipped over there for you and back, and your accommodation, and it's costing like £500-600. So to me, that's a bit of a no-brainer. So that's track days, but then other trips that I'm thinking of doing early on in the year, I'm thinking I'm going to start off fairly gentle with the UK. So first up, I'm thinking of going off and doing a trip around Wales. And then after that, I'm probably going to head off onto the continent. And I'm looking at a trip to the Vosges Mountains and the Black Forest. That's what I'm thinking. Again, all this is quite fluid, so it's not 100% certain this is happening, but this is what my thinking is at the moment. Then later in the year, I would like to go and do a trip around the Lake District. So then the other things that I'm thinking, later on in the year, possibly organising some trips to take some people along with me. And there's 2 that come to mind. One would be a tour around Wales, a 3 or 4 day tour, which would really be off the back of taking the stuff which I learned from my trip, which I'm planning early on this year, and turning that into just a really awesome experience for a whole bunch of people that we could have a lot of fun on as well, finding some of the best places to stay, as well as just really exploring some of the amazing roads that are out there, and hopefully a trip to Italy. That would be a longer trip, and I've got a friend of mine from a local biking group, who is Italian, working on this with me. So that's what we're thinking, and that would be probably around September time. So if that sounds like it might be of interest to you, then let me know, either put something in the comments below if you might be interested in coming along for something like that, or send me a message. So that's trips. I also talked about a new bike. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the new bike is just yet, but you might be able to work it out. You know, I like sports bikes and I like sporty bikes, but I've also said that it needs to be something practical and something which is good for touring. So there's not a ton of options that would really fit the bill. Well, I suppose it depends how literal you take what I've just said. But you might be able to work out what I narrowed down the options to. If you think you know what it is, again, let me know in the comments. I also talked about new gear. Part of that is because with riding over winter, I've realised that I've been a complete idiot. And for those of you that know me, that probably won't come as a major surprise. But I've always kind of had this thought, oh, it's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine, and making do, really. But it's been tough getting out. I've been absolutely freezing, and I feel the cold really, really easily. So I have decided to invest in some proper gear. So I'm talking heated gear, and I'm talking a jacket which I've got on now, which is the Alpine Stars Bogota Pro Dry Star jacket. This is actually the first time that I've worn it, but the idea of having this kind of gear is that actually I'm a little bit better prepared, both for touring and also just for riding through winter generally, because I do want to be out on the bike as much as possible, especially since I'm going to be shooting more videos. And speaking of shooting more videos, obviously I want to grow the channel. I suppose my first objective will be to reach 100 subscribers. The other bike responsibilities that I'll be having is continuing to co-run a local biking group. So again, for those that know me, you'll know that I run a group called North Staffs Bikers alongside my friend Adam. And once again this year, my plan is to put on a whole load of group rides. So we get out once a week as a group of friends, just going out, having fun, going to a nice place, nice pub somewhere, having a nice ride out. And by the way, it was off the back of that I came up with the idea of the channel name, The Posh Biker, because I do have a bit of a reputation, for some reason, for being quite posh. Now, I wouldn't say that I am posh. I have been told that it's because I'm relatively well-spoken, and also because of the destinations that I take us to on the group rides, because I tend to take us to nicer pubs, shall we say, like, you know, country pubs, kind of places that you might find in a decent guide. And again, we'll have rides out once a month on a Sunday too. So yeah, that's the other thing that I'm going to be working on. On a personal note, I've got quite a lot going on at home, family-wise. I've just had a close family member that's diagnosed as autistic. And this is something which kind of is running through the family. I've got a child who is currently on the pathway for a diagnosis for autism as well. So that's going to be taking some of my time and focus. And my mum has recently been diagnosed with lung cancer. But of all the diagnoses of lung cancer that we could have got, this was about as good as it could have been. So we are hoping that it's going to be operable, and we've got a meeting coming up with a surgeon where they're hoping to remove it, and hopefully that will be the end of that. But of course we don't know, and it's, you know, potentially a long journey ahead. So again, we'll see what happens there. But that's the other thing which I've got going on. So lots going on: work, family, and of course biking, to keep me busy. But that is it for now. So those are my plans. hopefully some of that is going to resonate with you. I hope you're going to come along with me for the ride, for the journey, and we'll see where this thing goes together. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.